For many years, Justina believed she knew exactly what she wanted in marriage. She didn't think of it as pride. To her, it felt like clarity. She had watched relationships fail, listened to advice from friends, absorbed opinions from church and social media, and slowly, a picture formed in her heart. In that picture was a man who dressed well, spoke confidently, carried a big job title, and turned heads wherever he went. She wanted a man people admired, someone whose presence alone made a statement. Whenever Justina prayed, her words sounded sincere. She would say, "God, please give me a good husband." But deep inside, her heart had already decided what a good husband looked like. She didn't realize it then, but her prayers were not requests for God's will. They were invitations for God to approve her expectations. Anyone who did not fit that picture was quietly removed from consideration, even if they were kind, respectful, and godly. That was how Ben, without doing anything wrong, became invisible to her. The first man Justina chose seemed to be everything she had imagined. He dressed sharply, spoke with confidence, and carried himself like someone who had arrived in life. Her friends admired him and often told her how lucky she was. At first, the relationship felt exciting. She felt proud introducing him to people, proud standing beside him, proud to be chosen by someone who looked so put together. But as months passed, the excitement began to fade, and the truth started to surface. He disliked prayer and made little jokes whenever she talked about spiritual things. At first, she laughed them off, thinking it wasn't a big deal. Over time, the jokes turned into irritation, and the irritation turned into mockery. Whenever Justina grew spiritually, instead of supporting her, he felt threatened. He didn't want a woman becoming strong in faith. He wanted admiration, not partnership. Arguments became frequent, peace disappeared, and tears became a normal part of her days. When the relationship finally ended, she told herself it just didn't work. But deep inside, she felt a quiet ache that she didn't fully understand. Not long after, another man entered her life, and this one looked even better than the first. He was very stylish, always online, and well known in church. People admired him, and he knew exactly how to talk, how to charm, and how to make Justina feel special. This time, she was sure she had finally chosen right. She told herself this one was different. But time has a way of revealing what excitement hides. He loved attention more than responsibility. He enjoyed being admired but avoided serious commitment. Anytime Justina brought up marriage or long-term plans, he changed the subject or laughed it off. Years passed and nothing moved forward. Promises remained promises, plans remained words, and serious conversations made him uncomfortable. When that relationship finally ended, Justina was no longer just heartbroken. She was exhausted, confused, and spiritually drained. She began to wonder why the same pain kept repeating itself in her life. Throughout all this, Ben had always been around. Quietly, consistently, he was kind, respectful, and deeply prayerful. He didn't compete for attention or try to impress anyone. He dressed simply, sometimes without much thought to matching colors, and worked a regular job that never sounded impressive in conversations. Justina noticed him, but she never considered him an option. She often said he was nice but not her type, because he didn't match the picture in her heart. She never even thought to pray about him. After another painful breakup, Justina reached a breaking point. One night, alone and tired, she prayed in a way she never had before. There was no confidence, no long list of expectations, just honesty. She said, "God, I keep choosing wrong. I am tired. Please choose for me." As she prayed, a name gently came to her heart. Then, she immediately shook her head and whispered, "No, Lord, not him." But the name came again, softly and clearly. Then, this time something followed the thought. It wasn't excitement or butterflies. It was peace, and that peace unsettled her. Reluctantly, Justina decided to give Ben a chance. Not because she felt drawn to him, but because she was tired of repeating the same mistakes. As they spent time together, she began to notice things she had never valued before. Ben listened when she spoke. He planned with purpose. He respected her values and encouraged her dreams instead of competing with them. He prayed with her, supported her growth, and was never intimidated by her strength. He didn't impress crowds, but he brought peace into her life. Slowly, her heart began to change, and she realized that peace had always been speaking, but she had been listening for noise. They married quietly, without pressure to impress or meet anyone's expectations. It was simple, sincere, and full of meaning. After the wedding, something unexpected happened. Ben grew. His career improved, doors opened, and opportunities appeared. Justina watched in awe as the man she once overlooked because of looks and status became the man God used to bless her life. With time and reflection, Justina finally understood the truth. Her expectations had not protected her. They had blinded her. The men she chose looked good but lacked direction. The man God chose looked ordinary but carried destiny. Sometimes people don't miss God's will because it is bad. They miss it because it doesn't look like what they imagined. Justina never regretted choosing God's way, even though she almost missed it.